Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again today with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, guys, me and Past George are completing our main assembly of the British Universal Carrier MkII from Tamiya in 1/35th scale and kit number 35 to 49. I almost forgot it. So, in between the chaos of the summer, this is what happens when you live in a tourist island, in an island that attracts many tourists. So, in between the chaos of the summer, in between the heat wave of Greece, 40 degrees is almost an everyday phenomenon. In between the runs to the beach, so I can refresh myself, me and Past George have managed to put together more sub-assemblies of the British Universal Carrier. I tried to be as thorough as always. I have tried to plan ahead so I can detail paint the parts in general without causing any issues to my future self, and I have wrapped another episode as expected. Nothing further for me to note, so I will not bore you guys any longer. You all know the drill. Grab yourselves a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one or a hot brew, whatever you prefer, and whatever time it is right now for you guys that you watch me, and let's see what me and Past George have for you guys in this episode. Hi guys, welcome back to what it looks to be part 2 of our garden market project, aka the British Universal Carrier build for the time being. And we will start exactly where we left from. I have done some planning ahead, and I am going to discuss about it in a few seconds. But first of all, you have to know that I have done nothing to the Universal Carrier off camera. It is exactly at the same point, at the same spot that we have left it in our previous episode, which means that we are still in step number 4 of the instructions. We're just entering step number 4 of the instructions, and after quite some thought, I have decided what I want to do. Let me grab the instructions and I want to show you. Of course, and as I've said in my previous episode, I will not attach any of the suspension parts nor the differential, which means I won't be able to attach the tracks. This will need to happen, to be more precise, in order for me to paint the hull and some other detailed pieces like the exhaust system, etc. etc. What I am going to attach, though, you may ask, I am going to assemble the exhaust system, which is in this step. I am going to assemble it but not attach it to the vehicle, because obviously I will need to make it look rusty, weather it, etc. etc. all that good stuff. So off camera, I have just cleaned the parts of the exhaust system. So we have 2 pipes and a collector. That's how I'm gonna call this thing, a collector. I am not sure if that's the proper name, but anyway, I am calling it a collector for the time being. And I am going to assemble it right here in front of you. I am not going to attach any of it, any part of it to the model, because all the glue points are so near to the rest of the hole, and I don't want it to be, and I don't want it to get glued on the hole. Each part is keyed, and hopefully this will I will end up with good results. Anyway, let's start with the glue application over here. It is a little bit risky, the way I am doing it, of course, and I wouldn't suggest any of you guys to do it my way, but I have a certain a certain plan to my mind, and I want it to work out exactly as I wish, as I have planned it, to be precise with you. Let me grab my reverse lock tweezers if I can find them. Of course, and I can't find them for whatever reason. Yep, I just found them. This is what usually happens to me. I formulate a plan to my head and I am sticking to it. Most of the times I am making my life unnecessarily difficult, but it is what it is. I am going to leave this one over here, just to be able to sit a little bit, just to give the time, just to give the glue the time to set a little bit. Okay, this way. Oh, come on. Can you stay there and help me? So, here is the exhaust system done for the time being. I am going to also to attach a small piece located over here in the front. Which I have clearly no idea for what it is used. And what's gonna be my next move? My next move will be to leave those two exhaust system sub-assemblies to cure a little bit more. I then will test fit them over here and do any necessary adjustments in order for them to look properly. Of course, and I will not glue them in place, and I will have them at the corner of my bench as separate sub-assemblies, and we are going to move onwards from that. Now, let's give this some time to, let's give the glue some time to set, and I am going to be back to show you exactly how it looks. Moving onwards, guys, here is how the exhaust is supposed to be looking if you have glued it to the hole. Okay, I know that it is a little bit crooked over here and here, but this will pose no problem to me to the future, because I am planning to give it, you know, some rust texture, quote unquote. And now let's take it apart now that you have taken a good look of it. So we have to pull out the rear diff. Yep, I have stuck it good over there. Pull out this one and the other exhaust pipe. Come on. Yep. And now we are going to move onwards to step number 5. So here is what I have done in step number 4 exactly. You can see all the parts that I have attached or glued together, labeled with labeled erased. And let's talk about part number 5. So clearly, for obvious reasons, on part number 5 I cannot attach this one, because they go on top of the sides, and I will need to have space over here in order to attach the suspension. I will not attach this one because it needs detail painting. I will not attach the tools over here, the Pioneer tools over here, and this, which is decals, license plate. And I will also not attach the radio and probably the seat. Nah, I will attach the seat, but I haven't cleaned this part yet. Anyway, so clearly I will attach the majority of the other parts. I will work with this sub-assembly later on, but this will come to the next part of the next section of the video, for reasons of me being able to explain you my plan, sorry guys, I will work on this part later in order for me to explain you better what I am planning for this one, because this one goes over here at the rear on top of all the exhaust system, etc, etc. So for reasons I cannot explain right now, I will deal with this one later. So right now we are going to attach this storage box, the base for the radio, and nothing else. So let's grab our carrier and let's start from the easy parts first, from the storage boxes. Let me grab my contactor, burn the tip of it because I have forgotten to do that off camera. And because I am risky, you guys don't try this at home. And let's start. So here we have the parts, bigger storage box, small one, and the radio mount. And let's start with the big storage box. Let's knock out the big parts first. So the lid, the clasps of the lid over here, they need to look towards us. Like so. And there we have it. The smaller storage box, aka this one, will need to go over here. And of course the clasp of the storage box needs to look towards the front of the vehicle. To point, not to look, sorry guys. I am doing these mistakes mainly because I am first thinking in Greek and then translating it in English. I know that in English it doesn't make no sense, but believe me, if you speak Greek it makes sense. And now we have the radio mount over here. You can see we have 4 indentations. This is where the radio mount will rest upon. Okay, so those 4 indentations correspond onto the 4 indentations over here. Come on, focus for me, darling. Yep. Now we have dropped it to place, and yep. So with that done, we have to erase some stuff. 1, 2, 3. I know that this progress is not anything exciting or anything big, but stick with me until the end and we will have a great result. Now, off camera, I am going to clean these parts and I am going to return back to explain you my plan. Well guys, one thing led to another and I haven't taken any time on the bench in between the videos that you're gonna see for 4 days in the row. To be honest with you, it is excruciating. The moment I am sitting on my chair, I am starting to sweat, and we are talking about tons of sweat and tons and tons of sweat, and it isn't so easy for me to do it anymore. It isn't so easy for me to concentrate anyway. Nevertheless, I have to do some progress, and I remember that we have been halfway there to step number 5. So the thing that we haven't completed from step number 5 is to attach another passenger's seat over here and to create this rear panel. So over here in this rear panel we have 2 options. We have the option to leave it as it is, just with the addition of the Pioneer tools, and we have the option to attach the tow hook. If we want to attach the tow hook, we need to drill, cut these 2 square pieces. To be honest with you, I did cut the square pieces without thinking of it a lot. Not that it will pose a problem for me, but the hassle would be less, because I don't know if the vehicle has a tow hook onto the photo, and since we don't know, I could have avoided the hassle of adding one. But anyway, now the squares are cut, so I am going to add the tow hook, of course, and I am going to skip the Pioneer tools until the very end, and over here where my X-Acto blade is, we will need to attach a decal, which of course is gonna get done, applied after painting. So without further ado, we're gonna skip the Pioneer tools and we're gonna start assembling the rear plate. So in order to assemble the rear plate, those are the parts that we are going to need. Of course, I'm gonna need glue, and I am going to need a pair of tweezers as well. So let's attach the hook first. Hook's gap needs to look towards that end over here on top, and let's leave it aside to dry. Apart from that, we need to attach these two brackets, which are labeled with different numbers, and I have clearly mixed them. So we are probably going to have to wing it with, if I may use that expression. So one of them is gonna get attached over here like so, and the other one is of course going to get attached to the opposite side over here, probably. Okay, let's grab my reverse lock tweezers and hold the piece like this. Let's apply some more glue over here at this end, and now supposedly we need to attach this part on top of the other part. Let me see if the holes line up with the brackets. They kinda do, but let's leave the pieces for a moment over here to, let's leave the glue to do its job for a moment, and let's attach the seat for the passenger over here. While the glue cures a little bit on our rear panel. Yep, that almost flew to Narnia. Sorry guys, let me bring the part closer to my eyes. Yep, this way. I almost did the mistake there, and there we have it. Now it is properly in place. Probably you won't be able to see, but it is over here. I need better lights to my workbench, or I need more light to my workbench. Anyway. Let's finish with that rear panel. Yeah, give me a moment guys, I'll bring it closer to my eyes once again. I was almost there. See what I am doing here? Imagine having sweat running all over your body while you do this. Okay, so now this panel is going to get attached over here, to be honest with you, but this will be done in the future because of course I will have to attach the rear diff and the exhaust system, so this is another part that is going to lay down over there at my bench and wait for me to paint it, to paint the whole thing until I can get it attached, you know. So which means that we have done this, and that, and we need to move on to the next step. So this will mark step number 5 for us for the time being. Now on to step number 6. Of course we have the other side, the armor panels of the other side. We have a mirror, antenna mounts over here, one over here and one over here, Enfield rifles, Enfield rifles, and the Bren machine gun, spare Bren machine gun. Of course, and I'm not gonna touch anything because for obvious reasons, because they need detail painting. I cannot attach the armored side skirts because I haven't attached the tracks. I am not going to attach the mirror obviously because I am going to knock it off for about 20 times. So we need to move to step number 7. We're gonna skip totally step number 6 and we're gonna move to step number 7, which is going to be the frontal armor assembly. Well, once again we have one of those instances when I haven't been on my bench for a while, so I cannot remember what I was talking about in the previous clip of the episode, so you guys have to forgive me. Anyway, what you see in front of you is the next sub-assembly we are gonna work with. So this next sub-assembly is part of the 7th step of the instruction, and it is this part, this sub-assembly, sorry. So I am going to put everything together apart from the road wheel, which is over here. detail painted, but I will have to paint this one as well, so this will have to wait. And this part, which is the bracket that holds the spare road wheel to place. So I am going to assemble the rest of it. And here we go, guys. It is really simple to put it together. No need of further explanation, looks like. And let's start. So we're gonna place these brackets first over here, each one looking on the opposite direction according to the instructions, as always. Yeah. Sorry for the delay over there, guys. I was just checking to look if I am in frame. I have recently changed the position of my camera to shoot me better, with the intention to shoot me better. That's why I will check if I am in frame more frequently. Okay. Come on, dude, you can do it. So this is our first sub-assembly of part of step number 7. This one is supposed to go over here. Anyway, I am going to leave this aside for the time being, for reason and the reason that I am going to do that is that I will need to place the figures first and then this part. A part of the obvious reason of painting and detail painting the interior, we have this one to take in consideration. So another sub-assembly that it is going to lay down on my bench, and we are going to move forward. So let me erase those steps, those parts, and we are going to move forward over here. So over here I will not include the steering wheel because detail painting and because he is going to hold the steering wheel and the steering wheel has to wait until I will assemble this guy so I can toy with him a little bit to make him grab it. Well guys, second sub-assembly of step number 7, and which is none other than the driver's panel. This is the interior part of the driver's panel. So everything we need to put this sub-assembly together is here, except of the steering wheel, of course, and there is no need for further introduction. Let's start attaching pieces. This one over here, this look like some kind of gauges, engine gauges. be careful where you place this part. The two gauges have to look at the bottom of the piece, you know, of the part. Now we are going to attach the steering column. This is how I am going to call it. Technically, this is what this part is. And now we need to attach these little pieces that look like, you know, fire extinguishers, but I don't think that they are. Well, what I think isn't always, you know, right, but anyway, this is a topic for another time. Everything falls in place exactly as you can see. All parts are keyed, and the last part is going to be placed over here in that small square. Yep. Be careful with the orientation of that piece. Check the instruction twice, because it needs to be oriented in a certain manner. So this is the interior of the driver's panel subassembly. This is supposed to be placed somewhere here. Here exactly. But once again, for figure purposes, we will leave this aside. Now we are going to work onto the exterior of this part. Give me a moment and we're gonna talk about it. So done and dusted, same and same. Now the next thing we're gonna work on is the attachment of the no-tech light and this thing, which I suppose it is light again, but I cannot be sure. Now let's see if I can make a clip out of this tiny assortment of pieces. Anyway, let's try. So this is the one of the headlights. It's gonna go over here. So let's place the bracket first. And then the light. I will need to be extra precise here. Yep, and of course dropping the part isn't extra precise, but come on. Yes. No, is this? No, this is not supposed to be looking that way. Supposed to be looking this way, I think. Yep. Okay, one down, another one to go, and let's take care of the light first. Okay. So same procedure. I am going to attach the bracket. And then the light. We have an SKP here, guys. And there we have it. Let me double check. Yep, there we have it, guys. Let's triple check. And that's the driver's panel done and dusted. This will go onto the side to cure and wait for an eternity probably, but it is what it is. So with all those done, this is the completion of step number 7 of the instructions. So on step number 8 we have the figures. This is another part of the video, and let's move. Okay, step number 9 is, for step number 9 we are going to have the figures. This made no sense. Let's take it from the beginning. So for step number 9 we need the figures first. Okay, this will have to wait. And accessories, this will have also to wait. And step number 10 is the equipment that we wish to place in our universal carrier. Now, with all that done, this marks the basic sub-assembly of the universal carrier done. And after collecting or assembling all this pile of parts that you see in front of you guys, I will wrap this episode up. And with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode as expected. On our next episode we will probably start painting all this mess that you see in front of you, and maybe do some further assembly on our British universal carrier. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting, and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Damon, signing out.